Yeah, hey guys, I'm Carlin Graziano, and this is my friend Jacob Southern, and this is Jeffrey Isbell. We're trying to start a podcast to share with our love for the Delta State Commercial Aviation Department. Yeah, so how's your day been?
Stressful, just a little bit. Teensy bit.
Not sure.
Mine's been pretty good.
Nice.
So, yeah. So this podcast is about the side of Delta State that is a little more well-known with the aviation sector. We have three career paths currently. We have our management side, we have our flight operations side, and then we have our logistics side. I'm personally an aviation management major, and then these two are flight operations majors.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a senior in flight operations. What classification?
I'm but a sophomore for now.
A sophomore? Yeah. But I actually think it's only going to be two after this semester because all of our logistics students are seniors, and there's no one kind of in the, as one of our professors put it, tube to come into logistics.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so.
So, yeah, I'm also technically a third semester freshman. College is hard, especially when you have ADHD like I do. But so yeah, this podcast is about just how it is going to school here at Delta State as a flight major student. Well, let's talk about where we're from. I'm from Orlando, Florida. Jacob?
I'm from Hernando, Mississippi.
Hernando? Nice. We're not too far from Hernando, huh?
At all.
About, 2 hours?
An hour
and a
and
half.
45 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, I'm from Hammond, Louisiana, so nice little 4-hour drive up. But, no, it's funny. I never even knew Cleveland existed. I actually heard about it through a friend at FedEx. And one day she told me, I was talking to her about getting into flying, and she recommended Delta State to me. At the time, I was at Louisiana Tech. And things weren't working out for me there. I didn't really enjoy my location. I wasn't doing well, so I decided to change it, and I came here. I think that's the best decision I've made yet. I've made great friends. I've made great strides in getting my GPA up and close to graduating in the spring. How'd you hear about Delta State?
My father actually went here back a while ago. He went here for commercial aviation as well, but flight ops. And it is interesting to find out how many people he worked with that actually still work here.
Really?
So far, I've enjoyed the environment greatly. The only thing I wish was different was a few more ponds around, but
Yeah,
that's
not much.
extracurricular activities.
Yeah, there's not much fishing in Cleveland. But okay, so you're from Florida. Mm-hmm. You're from Orlando.
Yeah.
How did you hear about Delta State? Because you go from Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios, big city, everything like that, and now you're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, starting off with the middle of nowhere, I went to high school up in Northwest Arkansas, middle of nowhere, so I'm kind of used to it by now. But I heard about Delta State. My cousin went here for a couple semesters, and then my uncle graduated from here. And so I have a little bit of legacy coming from this school. And it looked really good when we were going through colleges and all that. The prices, especially here, are a lot more affordable than, let's say, Embry-Riddle or any of those other schools. Like the other school I was looking at, which was the University of Central Missouri, was about twice as expensive.
Yeah. And
it was a no-brainer to come here.
Yeah. That's one thing that really got me and I enjoy about the school. I know it doesn't really affect Bear much, but the no out-of-state tuition, that really got me because I've looked at prices from a bunch of different schools, and I think the average price for flight training and tuition from most expensive meal plan, most expensive dorm, all the way through, I think is about, on average, $135 to $150,000. But when you compare it to these other schools that have the out-of-state tuition, and you're looking at 180 minimum, I think was one of the schools.
And if you get into like the ones like Riddle, what do you think, 300,000?
It's up there. I know it's over. It's about $2,000, I think, because I looked at Embry-Riddle actually before coming here, and one thing that hooked me into Delta State is you basically leave, after I took my tour, I was talking to the colonel, and he was telling me, you basically leave with a guaranteed job as a flight instructor here, and then I looked at the academic maps. That's the word at Embry-Riddle, and they don't have
Guarantees for a job there.
No, not even that. You don't graduate with your flight instructor certificates unless you take them as extra classes. So you don't. You get you get all your licenses, but you don't get the flight instructor stuff. So, I kind of like the graduating with all my certificates and then having a guaranteed job.
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, just having the flight instructors certificates themselves add a whole lot more experience. You actually understand the concept in depth.
Yeah.
Not only on surface level. So I think it makes us better pilots as well.
Yeah. And then, but it's not, you don't even have to teach here. It gives you more of an opportunity to continue on your path and a way to get hours instead of just doing surveying.
Absolutely.
Or something like that. I'm not putting down on that. I've thought about it before, too, once I get my commercial or something.
That's what my dad did when he graduated from here. He surveyed for Japanese pine beetles.
Nice. But it's just an easy, another route you can take to get your hours. So you got into aviation because of your dad, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Nice. Where's he at now?
He's currently at Delta, mainline Delta. He was a captain at Pinnacle for a very long time, but he just recently moved over during the past signing. I forget what it's called.
Okay, nice. And
so I've been into aviation since I was a small kid. For me, when I was younger, it was either trains or it was planes. And trains, you can't really get a career out of that anymore. So planes have quickly become my main focus in life. It's if you get to know me, main thing you always know is I'm the plane guy. I know so much about aviation, and it's my passion. I do outside of college, I also do plane spotting. I collect the models like the ones you see on the table here, and I do art with aviation. I do anything and everything that's aviation. Yeah. It's my thing.
His thing, you'll come to find out very quick, is aircraft identification. And he does that for our flight team. He's our go-to guy right now. But we were at Oshkosh earlier this year, and it frustrates me so much because I was driving, and we saw some airliner way, way above us. And Jeffrey was in the back sleeping, and I just kind of woke him up real quick, and I was like, Jeffrey, what is that? And before he got his second eye open, he was already spouting off the name, and someone was looking it up on Flight Radar or something like that, and he had it down to the T, and the fact he's so good at that, and it frustrates me so much because I have no idea. I'm still working on this now. We were walking over with the models, and I'm like, so it's an Airbus because it has a pointy nose and round windows.
Yep, and that's an A330-200, and the one right here is a 777-200ER.
So I'm slowly learning, but definitely not going to be this.
It's a long process, and especially it's very much an acquired trait, and I think the fact that I have ADHD and my brain works a little different allows me to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've only just recently figured out the difference between Boeing and Airbus.
Yeah.
It's definitely something you pick up over a long time.
Nice. But no. So I got into aviation. And it's really weird. I'm a first-generation pilot. I'm only the fourth one in my family, I believe, to go to college, period. And I'm a first-generation pilot. And it really wasn't even my first choice going into college. I started out as a computer science major back home, and then that really didn't work out for me. It was too much sitting at a desk. So I moved on to athletic training, actually, to keep me around the sport of motocross. I had done that for so long. It was something I just wanted to do, and unluckily, the semester I went into it, before I got accepted into the program, they actually turned it into a master's program, I believe nationwide. So I really got called outside on that, and from there, I was just trying to figure out what I could do. My backup plan was really to go into teaching and maybe coaching because I really love history. And then I was talking with my parents one day, and we had always been traveling for motocross, and I thought, what about piloting? And I started doing a lot of research into it. back in the spring and summer of 2020, right when COVID had hit, actually. And I made my mind up on what I needed to do, and I transferred out to LA Tech, and things weren't just working out. So I decided to uproot my life in Louisiana and move out to the middle of the Delta where nobody knows where we are.
Yeah.
And it's worked out since.
Speaking of motocross, you told me that you've done that since you were a young kid. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did it. I raced since I was 4 until I was about. I was about 21, so about 17 years. Did a lot of racing, got to travel the country, got to see a lot of states, raced a lot of places. I raced where the Texans play, the Houston Texans, and I think it's Energy Stadium. I raced in AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. I've raced out in Las Vegas. I've raced in Daytona International Speedway, I think 6 times. And the opportunities that gave me and the people I actually met through that got me here today because I was working a race and I was talking to someone, and his wife is actually the person at FedEx that recommended Delta State to me. So I thought that was really interesting. It's like just such a small world.
It is.
So it really is.
We talked about your plane identification, my motocross. I'm still trying to stay with that. What do you like to do outside of school besides study for aviation safety 24/7?
I am very paranoid. Well, not really paranoid, but I was an all-A student in high school. I continue to be an all-A student here so far. Hopefully that continues.
Aviation safety channel.
Well, besides all this is meteorology, but that's a whole other story. But what I like to do outside of school is fish, hunt, anything with the outdoors, really. I was actually originally going to be a marine biologist. That was the plan. And then I started looking into that. That's about 8 years of school and a whole lot of time I don't want to work. Nice. And you don't even get to do the fun stuff once you graduate. So after that, I swore off college altogether.
Nice.
Because, as I saw it, you're wasting $100,000 on a degree that won't even get you a job, really. So I was going to go into welding, working, metal shop, all that. And then my grades were so good in high school, I thought, you know what? I can probably get a good scholarship, go to college. So I went to college. Of course, I chose aviation. Aviation's fun. Loved it all my life. And then I got here, and no one gave me scholarships. Applied to over 2,000.
Yep.
I'll do it. That's college for you.
Yeah.
So here's the key fact. Get the scholarship before you go to college.
Yeah. So when you had sworn off college, were you looking at just living off the grid, doing fishing and hunting for the rest of your life?
No, I
could see that.
Becoming Bigfoot, becoming a real bear?
I can't say it did not cross my mind. It did. It really did. But you have to make money somehow.
But yeah, let's see. Besides aviation for me, back home in Florida, everything's been aviation for me. I do some sports, not your traditional sports, but I do some sports which some people may not agree with, but I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of precision and it's a lot of speed, and I'm not going to say it on here, but it's an acquired thing. And that's about the only thing besides aviation that I've done growing up.
Aviation is your breath.
Yeah, aviation is my life.
Breathe.
It is. I eat, sleep, breathe, and bleed aviation. I've done art before. In high school, I did a lot of art. But besides that, it's been aviation for me. You can ask anyone I've ever met that knows me even slightly. I'm the plane kid. I'm the guy that knows planes.
And let me tell you, I'm his roommate. You can believe his every word.
I've had to tell him shut up a couple times. It starts getting old after a couple hours a day. Only hearing about planes.
It's really nice when you're at an air show, but anywhere else, it's a little bit tiring. Just a little bit.
Yeah. But no, well, we just wanted to kind of come in and introduce ourselves. I hope you work with us on some of the things with this project.
What classes are you in?
That's right. So I'm actually a senior. I'm in plane trigonometry. It's just regular trigonometry on a geographical plane. I'm in multi-engine ground, aviation law and safety. I think we're all in law and safety, right? Human
I'm not in
factors.
safety. I'm just in law.
I'm in aviation law. My bad. Aviation law, aviation safety, our Wednesday night 6 to 9 class. Wonderful class. And human factors. I'm also in commercial flying right now, so hoping to finish that up. What about you?
I'm in human factors, law, and then statistics, and then I have an online English course along with safety.
Nice.
And then I'm in one of our future guest classes. I'm in meteorology with Sean Kelly. This is his first semester doing it. It's been interesting. And I'm also in aviation law. And I'm also in macroeconomics, accounting. Those classes suck. And then the same online English class as him. And his semester's been kicking my butt so far.
Nice. Well, we're staying on top of it. One thing I've noticed is a lot of our pilot students are not the best at math, and it just kind of goes back in hand with one of our old professors, Professor Olis. He would always say, you guys we make it simple because you guys are pilots. We try and keep all the hard work out of it. So
You guys are the knuckle draggers of the aviation world.
Yeah, that's it. You're the knuckle draggers of the aviation world. No. So anyway, I hope you guys work through us on some of the kinks we work out. This is the first episode, and hope to see you again soon.
Bye, guys.